welcome to the Joys of the Journey, Ziad Elsissy. I'm so excited that you're here. You're one of our very close friends, and we admire you so much for what you have done in the sport as an athlete, and now you're becoming transitioning to coach as well. We're going to talk about this later, but I want to do the proper introduction. You went to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paris Olympics. You won bronze medal at the Milan Grand Prix for senior men's saber, and you made a history with that for your country, Egypt. And you have 332 victories, all-time wins in your Wayne State University. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, I want to know first, as I'm an immigrant and you're now an immigrant in the United States, how does the Egyptian culture, how did you fit with the American culture? Was it difficult for you?
First of all, thank you for having me. Yeah, you
Right.
guys are like, of course, you, Kristen, you guys are like great friends, and I admire you a lot in the sport, and I appreciate everything you guys bringing to the sport and the energy you're bringing from your podcast, from
Thank
your
you.
Instagram, from everything. So thank you for having me. The journey wasn't so it started. So I was born and raised in Egypt. I graduated from high school, and then I got offers to come and compete and fence for colleges. So I went to Wayne State in Detroit, Michigan. So the first phase was definitely hard. Like first when I moved from Egypt to get to college here, my first year was very challenging. I was actually very close of returning back to going back home. So
Interesting.
yeah. So I think because I had a whole setup that I was used to back home. For example, like with the national team, there it was easy. Like they were sending letters to my school. So when I was skipping days, that's no problem. I had my family, like where I come from, a sports family, like
Hmm.
very sport oriented. We're into sport. Like my dad was a basketball player. My brother was a basketball player. My mom is into sports. She used to play basketball as well. And then, so sports is everything in us. So like we're that family that the mom or the dad will pick you up right after school, send you to the change in the car, start doing your fitness training, and then going to your sport, your
So they
like
prepare you
fencing
for
training.
The American culture.
Exactly. So I come from that kind of family. So with sports, they would like everything was taken care of, and they were taking care of like if, for example, missing classes or something. I have my two like tutors coming to help me just get ready for exams, things like that. And all of a sudden, I I had my dreams. I had my coaches. So I wanted to also go to I went to go to dental school in Egypt with my best friend, and then so I moved to the U.S. and during my first semester, I'm showing up. First of all, I have no friends. I don't know anyone. Um, I speak English. I went to an American school back home, but of course, it's not like I wasn't like I can't make my jokes or like be like with very close to my friends like that. Like over there, I know like the side jokes and things like that. Here, I was like very basic, like
Yeah.
little things. I remember one time my friend that was like, "Okay, let's go for breakfast." I asked him, "You want to go for breakfast?" He's like, "I'm down." And then I went back to my room and I didn't show up. And he texted me, "Where are you?" I was like, "I'm in my room." He's like, "I'm waiting for you." You said I told him like you said you were down. I thought you're feeling like you're feeling down. You can't go. And so those kind of things I didn't know. And actually another thing I had struggle with like taking notes. Like
Oh,
I don't know even understand like when people sit in a big classroom and the professors like keeps on talking and they are writing behind I was like, what are you writing behind him? Like, are you writing everything he's saying? I don't know how. So those are like struggles I had because I didn't do them that way. Um, and then I felt homesick. Also, the training process was totally different, right? So I went there like I was the only saber fencer, and there was no saber coach. Like
oh.
our coach Jersey was the head coach, but like he had to run the whole program, not only saber. So I just at the beginning it was very challenging because I
Hmm.
couldn't do the same training that I'm used to. Not everything is set up like I have to do my own laundry. I have to cook for myself, or I have to find like go straight catch the cafeteria before going
Absolutely,
to class.
everything's the opposite of what you're used to.
Exactly. So it was pretty difficult, and I was very close to just. So my dad told me like just go there the first year, first semester, try it out. If it didn't work out, just come back, go back to college in Egypt with your friends, and no problem. Uh, So I was very close of doing that until my dad passed away.
I'm so sorry for
So
your loss.
yeah, so that was the total game changer. So that taught me a lot since that point. So I didn't know about it. I came to they didn't want to tell me. So I was in a World Cup in Moscow. So I was competing, and then after that, the World Cup is done. The federation told me like, your grandma's sick and she really wants to see you. So I was actually going just to Moscow and back to school to Wayne State. So they was like, she wants to see. So I changed my ticket. I went back to Egypt, and then over there, everybody told me that my dad passed away. So I stayed over there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not responding to anyone.
No.
Jersey, my coach at Wayne State, he's like, Ziad, where are you? You haven't showed up. Is everything okay? And I was like trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next
Yeah.
because I lost hope in life. I was
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Your world is
I,
crashing. That's what you
yeah,
feel.
and my dad wasn't only just my dad. He was like my best friend. Like he was actually
Absolutely.
the reason I fenced, the reason I do sports. So my dream, like our dream, me and him, is that I'm gonna go to the Olympics and get a medal, and we're gonna be together. So it was that kind of like
Yeah.
relationship. So I felt like my life is collapsing and I have no hope to do anything. And then later on, I just took a couple weeks. I wasn't talking to anyone, but then I was like, okay, so what's next? So the person that was doing everything for me, that mm, basically my back, the one who supported me the most, is not
Yeah.
there anymore. Am I gonna give up? I'm just gonna lean on my mom and I was like, do everything for me, or I have to stand up for myself, or and continue the journey we started. And in this, my whole mindset changed.
Hmm.
I decided I contact Jersey coach and I was like, I'm coming back. I went back to school, went to class, I took notes. I figured out. I contact my coaches, my personal trainer back home, and my fencing coach, and I get a program from them how to train by myself, how to do that, what I need to do. Took every opportunity, every weekend, every winter breaks, spring break, whatever, to come to New York to fence with fencers here to do a camp, and everything changed. And I start loving it. I start making friends from my engineering program, and it
That's
started.
yeah, it's very interesting. I love those stories because honestly, like when we start kind of getting to know you at the tournaments and stuff with Christian, and your personality is so contagious. Like you're such a positive person, but you're so resilient. When when we watch you fans, you're such a like a like when they say like a tiger,
Yeah.
there's no break for the opponent. And I always feel like I wonder what is behind that, and the moments that people don't see, the moments you struggle that make you stronger and resilient. And I'm really glad that you didn't give up on the sport, because I think we were going to miss on something. Like, I mean, it you're an incredible person. Whoever doesn't know you, it's like you're so humble, and we have such a good conversations with you. And I love when people like you're such a good role models for the other kids, and they're approachable and, yeah, and kind. So we really appreciate that you stayed in
Thank
the
you.
sport.
No, thank you. Thank
um
you.
my question will be about your engineering degree. How What did you want to, you said you wanted to be a dentist, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have to study engineering for that?
No, so
You want to do the
that's
hard way? Let me
no, no, no.
become a
That's
surgeon.
not true. Look, you would laugh. You would laugh how it ended up. So actually, I'm always better with math, right? But
Okay.
I always wanted to be a dentist, right? So when I came here, they asked me, "What do you want to study?" I said, I want to go to dental school. I want to, and then I took my first semester, and then you need to meet with your advisor to start planning out the rest of the classes. So I went to the advisor. We lined up the classes for 4 years, and then I was like, yeah. And then after we finished the last year, I was like, yes. And then after that, I'm gonna be a dentist. He's like, no, buddy. After that, you need to apply to dental school. I was
Oh
like,
my
so
god.
what am I doing right now? He's like, no, you're just doing pre dental. You're taking the prerequisite, and you're doing your bachelor's, and then you're gonna apply to do. I was like, wait, this it's a totally different system because over there in Egypt, you just go to dental school right away. So I was like, I didn't know it. So I was like, no. And he's like, so I asked him, like, okay, so how long is gonna take me to be a dentist? He's like, yeah, like 8, 9 years. I was like, what? No, no, I'm not doing that. And then I was like, what major do you have? I can finish in 4 or 5 years. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, he didn't get my question. He didn't get like he's
Didn't
like,
get it.
but No, no, he didn't get it. He's like, I think you need to go figure out what major you want to study and then come back and then report your
Oh
class
my god.
class plan. And I was like, okay. So I talked to my parents. I was like, I'm not studying for 8, 9 years. I'm not doing that. And I was like, okay. And in Egypt, it's either to like, it's. I think it's the culture thing. It's the two things. It's either you're an engineer or you're a doctor, right? You got to pick one or
Yeah.
the other, right?
No lawyer?
So
You guys don't have lawyers?
do I do we do, but I think the biggest two
The
is
big
like
two
either
are the engineer or a doctor.
yes, yes. I think those are the big two like everybody goes for. So I was like, okay, I think engineering you can graduate from like four you get your degree in 4 or 5 years or like whatever. So I'll just do engineering. And I picked mechanical because I asked him like which one has more hands-on. And he's like mechanical. I was like, I'm a hands-on guy. I want to have my hands dirty. I want to do stuff myself. And then yeah, I started it.
That
That's
is
that's
so
how
funny. Yesterday I was preparing the questions and I'm like, and I do remember that. I mean, Nuran has a really difficult degree too, and you did. And I'm like,
yes.
how are they coming up with those degrees? But of course, this is a really funny story actually. And I want to go back to when you said something because I felt the same way when you came to the United States and you didn't know the inside jokes and stuff like that. And I feel like it takes years for us to learn certain things and also to show our personalities because, we all have kind of jokes and this and that. But when you don't know the
Exactly.
language very well, the people cannot see your personality. They don't know who you are
100%,
because you're very
100%.
limited with what
Especially
you're talking.
especially if you're not a shy person,
Yeah,
you're not like you like to talk, you like to you kind of one of those guys, right?
yeah,
So it's my personality. I'm the one like when we go to the national team center and we have Epifoil and Saber together training together. Like the
yeah.
Epi coaches and Saber goes like, if the Saber team and Ziad is gonna be there, we want to change our time slot because it's too noisy in there. That's me. That's me.
That-
I mean, not in a bad way.
yeah, yeah, of course.
I love them and they love me, but they were like,
Yes.
Ziad just makes it great. And that's I like the hype. I can't
But it's
just
a
be like fight.
personality, and that's what we were laughing with Chris. Is like he's like, "Oh my gosh, Ziad is yelling more than me," and I thought nobody can out
Yes,
scream me.
yes,
Or
yes. Last time I was passing by, he was yelling. He was like, I was like, I feel you. You don't have to say, I feel you.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's really funny because I don't know if the saber coaches and fencers are the craziest ones, but I think we are in a
I
way.
think we do. I
I
think we
don't
are. I
think the
think
ep and the foil coaches are screaming as much as
no,
I mean.
no, they're more calm.
I don't scream as much, but like I can get irritated very fast. And yeah, it's especially like this weekend the Cadet World Cup, we had one coach from different country yelling at the referee for every single point. Even it was a one light and I got so irritated. I'm like, can you stop? I mean, this is ridiculous. It's getting to a point where, yeah, but we're that people. So let's go to the World Championships in 2023 when you won the bronze medal for the senior level. First, you made a history for Egypt, the first saber fencer winning. If I'm not wrong, actually the first fencer, right?
First fencer in
Fencer.
I think in saber fencer in Egypt and in the Arab region in
Yes.
Africa.
Um,
So win a medal.
did you feel like so when you were fencing through that day, did you feel that this day is going to be different in any way at the beginning of the day?
Uh, Let me tell you that I had the worst camp of my life the week before that
Yeah.
tournament. The week I had something, I don't know what did you call it. I think we later on we figured out that you know that your body is cramping 24/7. Your whole body, not a specific area.
Hmm.
I swear, I used to in that camp. We had a camp in Germany, before that. Oh, and then we had a camp in France. So we had 2 weeks of camps. Oh, so I was going there, and I was doing 3 physical therapy sessions a day. 3 every day. I'm like, I wake up in the morning as if I've been running 20 miles. I can't put my leg on the floor. There's
That is
something wrong.
crazy.
I was like cramping. I feel my muscles are fatigued. They're really tired. I actually because so we Anstat was with us. Was coaching us, and I was like, Anstat is like when I'm fencing, he's like, Siad, but what are you doing? I was like, Anstat, you don't understand. It's not about me not doing it. My body, there's something wrong.
Do you think you were
And
sick?
No, it's not sick. I think we figured out, me and Nuran, we talked about with doctors about that later. And I think there's a thing, I don't know what is it called exactly. I think Nuran would remember what is it called, because
Yeah.
he told us that your body start crushing. Your body start crushing and you start feeling fatigue or something like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
So it just
And
it's
but
not
how did that
it's not
affect
the
you
it's my body,
mentally?
it's my muscles. It's
Yes, but
I
how
feel
did
my
that affect
muscles.
you mentally? Because it's
I was
before the world.
upset because I was like, I'm taking 2 to 3 weeks off my life, just training and getting ready for this. My goal is, I had my mindset. In order for me, my goal is to get a medal in the Olympics. In order for me to medal the Olympics, I have to medal the World Championship and I have to win major titles before going to the Olympics. If I'm not making top four before that, and if I'm not being on that podium consistently, I'm not gonna be on podium in the Olympics. So that was my mindset. So for
Mhm.
me, that was like a big goal. And this world championship is the biggest amount of points you can get. So it's
Yes.
gonna raise your ranking.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm dying for this. And I can't. And then 3 sessions a day, I swear. We had our physio from Egypt, Dr. Shistawi. He did a tremendous job with me. And then we went to the tournament. We start slowing down the days before the tournament. I start just going to the fencing hall. I start feeling better, better, better. Start slowing down. I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep on fencing too much because my brain is gonna, every time I'm feeling upset. And then I slow it down. Thank God. Couple days before the tournament, I just warmed up. I felt okay. I felt good. Not as bad. I relaxed. I turned off my mindset, and I was like, tournament is gonna start. It's a totally different day. I'm fighting for this. But there's one thing in me that did not change, that I really wanted it. I
Yeah.
really wanted it.
You're self-motivated. It wasn't like you're doing it for anybody else, it's because of you. And I'm noticing a lot, like sometimes even our fencers, like when they have the worst training sessions, the last before tournaments or the meltdowns, they fence better after that. I don't know what it is. And I always say, don't let the training define how you're gonna fence on tournament.
Exactly. I think big part of it is because you know that you're not fencing great, so you put more focus. I gotta focus. You're not taking it
Mhm.
for granted. You're like, I'm not fencing great. I gotta focus because otherwise I'm gonna lose. So let me put on, so you're aware, you're ready. Instead of pulling short with a half retreat and getting hit, or you're ready with a big jump back so you don't get hit. So
Yeah.
I think it's that thing.
Yeah. So you, let's say you lose to make the final and you got a fence for bronze.
I lost
Again,
15,
we're
14.
real. Yeah.
Wait, Olympics? Wait, what are you
For the
talking
world.
about now?
For the world.
You don't fence for bronze
Oh, that's the good news. I was like, I get going back with the Olympics. And
with the
so,
Olympics, yeah.
so when you won that bout, what was going through your head? What was
Which
going through
which
your head during the bout when you won the bronze?
Okay, so the top 8 bout?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a tough one. So actually it was a 14-14. And we were fencing in Italy, and I was fencing Gallo, and Gallo was the last Italian in the top. Like, he was gonna be the only Italian top four, and that was the opening. Usually you put men's saber in the opening,
Yes.
and I think the president of Italy was coming to watch. So definitely having an Italian, you're fencing in Italy, and as all that, and
Yeah.
Italians are like, they're very sports oriented. They love the sport. They love cheering.
Absolutely.
I think I was really like, after that, I was really worried about my wife because she was the only one in the middle of all the Italians, and she was the only one like cheering for me. I was like, I felt so. It was 14-14, and it took the referees a while to make that final call,
Yeah.
and everything was. And
And
I
you
was
know
like,
it can go either way. You know
it can
that.
go either way, Saber. It can
Yeah.
go either
I
way, of
know, same.
course. It can go either way. Nobody knows. No one knows what's gonna happen. So I just felt, but there was something in me. I was like, I'm sure. Like, I'm I'm getting it. I had a feeling like later on when it started moving, something, I was like, God has better plan. God has
Mhm.
everything is gonna work out. Even the bronze medal, the semifinal, I lost 15-14 to Sandro. I was like, I was like in a big old, like, this day is gonna. I'm getting my dream today. I'm getting that goal
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So I was always believing it.
And that's what it is like, and I tell everybody, you cannot expect people to believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
100%.
It's
hundred
just not
percent.
gonna happen. And sometimes you see as a coach how difficult it is when you believe in your athlete so much but the athlete gives you like 50%. It's not gonna work.
Let me tell you another thing. It's gonna be very related to what you're saying. So at this moment, so instead, Vincent instead, he started working with us right before like zonals, right before the world championship, couple months, right? And then I've been telling him, I was like, instead, I'm winning the world championship. He's like, Ziad, come on, let's stay humble. Let's. I was like, I'm not kidding. I'm winning the world champ. We're getting this medal. He's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna get, but Ziad, like, just let's focus, let's train, let's take it step by step. And then the 2 weeks before the tournament, I'm fencing bad, but I'm telling him I'm win. And he was seeing me the way he sees me fence. He's like, Ziad, just stop. I could tell, but 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 then like I was like, it's not an option. We will. But then and then, so this is related to what you're saying. He believed. He was like later on, he knows that we're capable. Like all the things, all the signs around you doesn't show it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But then, so it's very related to what you're saying. You gotta believe it more than anyone else. You gotta be. He believed, but like it has to come from me.
I almost sometimes, at least in my experience when I was a fencer, and I believe so much in a certain bout that I'm gonna win, that I was doing maybe not the prettiest points, but I was winning them because the will of you to get that point is not like you're not questioning, you're just going for it.
100%. I
And
agree.
I think that's it's almost like it's a magic. It's like you believe it and you just kind of go and you just do it.
Yeah.
So, what is the lesson or the lessons you have learned from the tough losses?
Okay. Let me. I I try not to call them losses because I it hurts, but I try to tell them, okay, what's next?
Mhm.
I don't want to think about it. What's next? I tell you until today, I haven't watched the bout I lost from
Because
the
it
from the
brings you
Olympics.
back, it's almost it never the time never passed if you go back to it.
I, I'm worried if I, especially if it's a big moment like the Olympics, I'm worried if I'm gonna watch it, it's just gonna put me back in that
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah,
So I try to avoid it, which is I don't think is the best thing to do. Uh, I'm still trying to figure out what's the best thing to do, but I just don't want to put myself back because I would just, okay, what's next?
yeah,
What's next? Like, okay, I'm not. It's not. It's not like I'm just gonna learn from that loss, technical mistakes or something like that. I can watch another bout.
yeah. This is
It's
almost like, sorry for interrupting. This is almost like sometimes when we the fencers we analyze certain bouts, and I can tell when there's a particular bout that they
you don't
lost
want to
and they were
watch.
so upset about it, and there's like, can we please not watch this one? And I'm like, yeah, we don't. But I can. I mean, you can tell it's like because you don't connect the bout to just let me see my technical stuff. You connect it to the feeling you had. You were completely like crushed. And
Yeah.
I mean, you feel crushed after certain bouts where you feel the world is falling apart into local tournament when you're younger, let
Yes.
alone on
Yes.
the Olympics and stuff. But I, it's one of those things where what you have experienced is unimaginable for a lot of people, but a lot of people also like they admire you, but they don't want to be in your place. Like they want to be like you, but they don't want to
The
experience that kind of
the
stuff. But I'm like, this comes in a full package. Everybody goes through all those things.
yes.
Same thing
Yes.
with your wife. I mean, because we're going to talk about her, and she's number one in the world for squash and stuff. And she had incredible story on the podcast about what her injury and whatever taught her. And
Yeah.
same thing for you. Like, okay, what's next? And I listened to this podcast. There's this very successful woman, and she was saying something that is very interesting, and I'm trying to apply it. She said, I lost $20 million for deals and stuff. She's a businesswoman. And she said, I used to like cry for weeks and that. But she's like, from now on, like what changed in her, it's like, okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes of crying. And then from that point on, we're focusing on anything else but that. And this way, you don't spend all this time to kind of be upset because you go to
Living in the
depression.
past. Yeah.
You
You're gonna
you
live in the past. You're
cannot
gonna go to
change it.
depression. Yes.
And one thing like I didn't achieve, and I always tell everybody that is on the podcast, I wanted to be at the Olympics. I wanted to win a medal at the Olympics, worlds and stuff like that because I thought I'm a very hard worker, I'm talented and stuff, but that's not enough. And of course I had a lot of crying. I moved to the United States, my family stayed behind. I was a young kid. It's like I sacrificed a lot. And I was always wondering why. And I was like, God, why this? Why that? Why me? Why? I'm a good person. And you're asking those questions because you're raised to be a good person. You're raised to be a good human. And things are not lining up the way they should. And now I tell my kids in the club, I'm blessed to have the experience the way I experienced my life so far, to be the person I have become, to tell you the story that it's going to be okay. It, it's going to be okay. I don't think I was going to have that much pleasure of me winning medals at the world stage as much as I have pleasure of building those kids who have big dreams, and sometimes their dreams are crashing. I was like, it's fine. I turn out fine after my crashes. You're going to be totally fine. It's not
Yeah.
a crash. It's just, but I didn't have anybody telling me it's going to be okay. And for me, it was a very difficult situation where for you're coming from a country, you're either the best in the world or you're nobody. I didn't have a middle, and nobody could tell me you're going to be okay. So with them, it's like, it's going to be fine. The medal will not define you. The coach will not define you.
Yes.
You're being shaped by the sport. Enjoy the ride and move on with life. So yeah. So I think what happened to you is like, you're gonna be this incredible role model for the kids, and just tell them that it's gonna be fine. If you're fine, they're gonna be fine. um so for the mental strength and the resilience, I have the questions because you're such a tough person. You th- when we're watching your bouts with Chris, I don't see a crack. No matter how many points, if you're leading, if you're losing a couple points in a row, like your body language is absolutely the same, which I don't think many people can master. How are you able to do this?
It took a while. It took a while. I think I reach a point that I want to every like if I can win the bout 15-0, I'll win it 15-0. I want to do that. I don't want myself because I was in a phase earlier that I can really focus and I can win 4 or 5 touches in a row, and I can lose my focus in a second and lose 4 or 5 touches in a row. So I started working on that part. So I was like, I know myself. If I lose focus, I can easily lose 4 or 5. So I start working on this part until I reach that part that I'm not letting myself sleep. I even talk to myself in there. Hey, are you gonna sleep? Wake up. And I tell my coaches, I tell so that's I think that's an important thing. You gotta tell your coaches what you like on the strip and what they need to remind you because everybody is different. So I
Absolutely.
tell them as soon as you see me doing this, don't tell me fencing. Don't tell me Ziad, I'll fix your preparation. Ziad start tell me, Ziad, wake up, you're sleeping now. This one. I tell them that.
Yeah.
It's this is what I need you to tell me in this moment because I'm reminding myself, but when I hear it from you, it might alert me. So I wake up. And then I think we start working on that and start waking up. And I think that's how it reached the point that I always want to focus every touch.
But do you have a mental break between the points? Because for 5 points, it's a little easier to focus for 5 points. But for 15, it's really crucial because you cannot focus for so long for, like, let's say 8 points in a row. Like,
Yes.
you got to have the mental break. So when you're walking down from whatever the point happened to the line, do you kind of self talk to yourself, oh, it's fine, everything's fine? Like, you're getting a little break.
I talk about what am I doing the next one? What's the next one? Just trying to get little tips of what I'm doing next.
Hmm.
And I think the way our bout is set up is also nice because like 8 and then you get a little break and then the other half and I for me I think it's very important that I always put a goal. I want to be 8 first. But even if I'm not 8 first, it's not.
Hmm.
But the most important thing when the bout gets to 10-10, 11-11, 12, this is when the real bout comes. This is
Absolutely.
when all the focus needs to be there. This is when okay, you slept a little bit, but there, no easy for no gifts.
No, no. And also, like, I teach the athletes, it's like, even if you lose a point, you wanted to make sure this is the hardest point the opponent scored
Yes,
against you.
yes,
So this way, they're questioning their abilities, even though they
yes,
won that point. And we talked with your wife Nuran about it, and the mindset and how you present yourself, the body language on the strip or as any
yes.
athlete is not, it's almost more than in what kind of shape you are at the moment. To sur-
Exactly. I agree with you. You gotta deliver that message to your opponent. In order to score a touch at me, you have to work really hard.
and you start with that when you're stepping on the strip.
Yeah. So there's You cannot. I want that person. I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy when you see my name on the tableau. Is like, oh, it's gonna. It's not like I'm losing. No, no, no. But it's like
Oh,
even if you're even for me, it started from different. It started when there was the I'm the underdog. The ones that are better than me, right? But I want them to make. I want to make sure that when they see the this is I don't want to have this. Like this is not the bout that I would rather have.
yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, yeah. And with the stepping, and that's why I was like, if I fence in the club right now with you, and that's what I tell the kids, my goal will be to destroy you because I'm
100%.
switching to my competitive mentality, not the coach anymore.
Yes.
And that's why I don't fence with them because I don't want to get injured.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not in the shape I used to be. Um, do you visualize and self-talk? Like, do you know how like some athletes are visualizing the tournaments, the bouts and stuff like that? Do you do that?
Yes. Self-talk a lot too.
I think it's very important.
Self-talk a lot. I
You're
talk
your
to
best
myself.
friend.
Even to reach the point that people are gonna say I'm crazy. I don't care.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I don't care. Like I'm in the tournament that I would just walk by, and then in order for me to wake myself up, I need to scream and start warming up. Sometimes I would scream, people would look at me like, "What is this guy doing?" I'm not fencing,
Yeah,
but I would scream and start warming up
you
to
gotta
wake
pump
myself up.
yourself up.
It's me. It's me. I had one time one of so this is another thing. You visualize and then you stand up, you use your voice, start warming up. I had one of my kids. He was shy to do that. He was shy. I was like, no. So I was like, no. If you're shy to do that, you're gonna be shy on the strip. This is your moment. You want to be that actor that's standing up on the stage in front of everyone performing and everybody's clapping for. You don't want to be that one that's behind the curtains trying to revise what you need to do so you don't forget it and then looking at the people outside and walking slow. You don't want to be that person. You want to walk out there, perform, even if you forget what you need to say, you're going to come up with something and everybody's going to love it. Just go.
Oh yeah, um, I see so many, and some of you that I interview, and we're talking. It's like almost completely different persona when you compete. Not in a mean way, because when somebody looked at you for the first time, you can say, "Oh, this guy or this girl is mean." No, 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 no. You're in a game mode. They're not playing around. Like you can tell the vibe when you're on and when you're off. You're
Yes.
completely different person. And I love seeing the energy of the people. Sometimes when you see how the people are hooking up to the strip and are about to fence, you kind of can predict who's gonna
Yes.
probably dominate.
100%. Yes.
And then eventually that can shift throughout the bout.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to
Um,
the personality.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. You
Some
gotta be a
people
beast.
some people I like to be hyped on
Hmm.
the strip.
Hmm.
Some others, my teammate, you cannot hype him. If you hype him, he doesn't fence. You need to be calm and everything. And that's the job of the yeah, it's real. That's the job of the coach to start figuring out what person what I need to
Who
do with each
responds to
one.
what?
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
for you, it's so good that you were able to communicate with them instead at the time what you needed, because
Exactly.
sometimes I tell athletes, we cannot always read your mind. I want you to tell me,
Tell me. Yes.
do you want me to be calm? Do you want me to be this? Do you want me to
Tell
be
me.
that?
Tell me. Yes,
Um,
exactly.
so now we are going to the personal life, talking about your wife, Naran. I love talking about the relationships between like the high level athletes like you and her and other athletes, because it's a crazy, amazing dynamic, because you guys are competing on such a high level, representing your country. You're the celebrities in your country and the world. And how do you manage that competitiveness when you're home and when you want to just slow down? Do you guys talk about sports all the time?
Unfortunately, yes, we talk a lot because I mean, we gotta like she's gonna give me updates about her training, about her day. I'll do the same, and then no, unfortunately, I don't work as an engineer. I work as a fencing coach. Not unfortunately, but I'm just kidding. But it's again, so like most of my stories is gonna be what happened in the club, what happened with me coaching and things like that. So basically, our life is surrounded by sports.
Yeah, we are the same with Christian. Like people are like, "Are you going on dates?" I'm like, "What's the point of dates? We talk about fencing. I don't see why would I spend the money for." Yeah, we can talk about it at home too. But how do you guys help each other when you're competing and you're not feeling okay, and she doesn't? like because you're always gonna have one of you have a better than the other one in
Yeah.
training or competing.
Um, it's not we so basically for me, so actually like if I like lose in a tournament, right? And then she's competing, the first thing I'm gonna it's like you and yourself, right? You don't want to lose twice. I was like, okay, let me watch her, let me cheer her, let me call her up. We need one success at the end of the day.
Um,
You know, like when you're a coach and you have one of your friends to loses, you don't want the other to lose, right? You want to keep so it's exactly the same.
yeah,
So it's like we always like it's not really at least if one person is winning or one person had a good day or something, that's gonna make us feel better.
yeah,
Sometimes it works. Sometimes both of us. It happened that both of us won on the same day, won tournaments on the same day. So and we like literally video chat with like medals on at the same day.
yeah,
And it happens that sometimes on the same day we had a bad losses,
yeah.
right? I mean, bad loss is different. Maybe my bad loss is like a 32, her bad loss is in the final. But
Bylaws are
she could,
different for different people.
I know for her that's a bad loss. It's okay.
um, so she is the person that is next to you when you have your highs and lows, and you're the person next to her when she has the highs and lows. Do you share with each other strategies how to get out of this funk? Like, if, for instance, if she had a bad tournament, and you're like, hey, you chat with her. It's like you're being each other's psychologist and mentor and coach to a point, right?
We talk to each other for sure. No, we talk to
Yeah.
each other. We try. I mean, as much she has her mental coach, but we still chat for sure.
I think for me, my mental coaches were nobodies. Like, the people that are telling you stuff and you're trying to like, okay. But I had a psychologist, and that's why I'm very nervous about sports psychologists, because that one screwed me over so bad. That I'm like, when I hear somebody goes to somebody, I was like, I hope it's a good one.
Yeah,
And you got to
yeah.
be very calculated what kind of sports psychologist you have, because they need to know you,
Yes.
right? Have you ever had a mental
Of
coach?
course. No, no, yeah, of course I did.
Is it the same one that you've always had, or you had to switch between coaches?
I had couple, right? I had couple for sure. It depends. Like for the national team, they used to have our mental coach, and we talked to him and things like that. But I'm not as consistent as Nuran, for example. Nuran is consistent on mental training. I'm not as consistent because I'm kind of like you a little bit. Is
Hmm.
I got to make sure what works for me,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know. I also have that thing like maybe he's not a good guy. Maybe he's gonna screw my brain over or things like that. Things like not maybe not the right
I'm
mindset,
kind of thinking that way too. I feel like
but
somebody.
I feel no I think the same way. But I think I talk to someone in the minute break like I'll take it, but something closer. In the minute break when we fence, I don't like the coach to start talking. I like to say what I see first and what I think, and listen to his opinion.
Mhm.
Because I want to make sure that whatever he says is lined up on what my mind is seeing. Even if he can correct me after, but I would like to share my thoughts before because I believe I see this and I need to do this. If he confirms it with me,
Then
I'm
it's set.
good. Then it's said that this is the right thing. If he so I like to do that first because
Yeah.
I got word like he's gonna come in, he's gonna tell me totally different thing. Then my brain's gonna get messed up. I don't want to keep going thinking back and forth. I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
So I try to be. So it's the same thing. I think about it the same thing.
When you mentioned that, I was immediately thinking how, in order to be successful in sports or in life, you gotta have the confidence that you're gonna make the choice. Whether it's a bad choice, it's still a choice rather than no
Yes,
choice whatsoever. Decision making.
100%.
And I think that's what makes you so successful, is because you're not afraid of the decision you're making that might be wrong. At least it's a decision, rather than, I think it's more painful losing a point or a bout because you didn't make any decision. You were
I
just
agree.
hanging in there.
I
and
agree.
and and that's why, um I mean, we're going to talk about the coaching very, very soon, part of it. But like, I tell the parents, like, stay away, let them make the decision. Let them even make the decision if they want to drink water or not. You don't need to constantly make the decisions for the kids. They're not going to die of thirst because they know where the bottle is and stuff like that. uh what what roles does your family and friends have played so far in your fencing as a motivation, and how they keep you grounded?
It's very important. Like I said, it's they just raised that in me. It's sports are very important. And then my close family, like when I win a tournament, I the first thing is like they make you feel you did a big thing. You accomplished
Mhm,
something.
mhm.
So it makes you more motivated. You want to make them happy more. You want to get there. It seems like it's a nice thing, and it's not. And it's everybody's like they keeping track of it. They love it. They're waiting to see you. It's things like that. I'm the same with my. I love going to watch her. For me, it's like a sports event. You know, like when you cheer like soccer fans when they have their own team. For me, that's the thing. She's my team. I want to go there. It's my enjoyable time.
Hmm.
I love being there. I want to watch. I want to see that. I want to take it. Either it's a winner. Of course, I want it to be a win, 100%. But if it's not a lose, it's okay. We get back. It's part of the journey. There's
Hmm.
no. You cannot win without. You gotta lose to learn how to win.
Yeah.
It's learning. It's learning process. Nobody. I don't. I've never seen anyone, even the best out there, that never. Everybody has to lose. It's sports.
And
And I
you're
tell them. I
and you're
sorry.
sorry, and you're losing more than you're winning, unfortunately, in general as a athlete.
100%. That's for sure. And then another thing I try to explain that to some of also my parents. I'm telling them like in school, like you studied really well, you're gonna do well on your exam. It's so I tell them you're competing with a paper, right? It's not gonna change. So if you're gonna put the answers right, it's gonna be right. But on in sports, when you competing with someone that is adjusting, and you gotta adjust, and they're adjusting, and you gotta adjust, and they train as much harder as you train, right? So you gotta get ready for this. It's different.
Oh, absolutely. So now we're going to the coaching part. So now you're transitioning. We're not saying that your offensive career is over, but we're saying that now you're doing something in addition to you being an athlete. You are becoming. You became a coach. I mean, you've been coaching for like about a year, 2 years, or even more, if
Oh
I'm not
no,
wrong.
much more. Like I don't even know, 5, 6 years or something.
Yeah. And now you open your fencing club called Z1 Fencing. What made you wanted to become a coach?
Funny story is I didn't want to become a coach. So the reason I started coaching is because I really wanted to compete, and there was no way I can do 9 to 5 as an engineer and then travel to all those tournaments and then camps and things like that. So I was like, the only thing that can help me do what I'm doing and compete and pursue my dream to get to the Olympics is to start coaching because they understand my schedule, they understand what I do, so I can coach. And then when I go to a tournament, I go to a tournament. And when I come back and I can cover and coach, give lessons, go to a tournament, things like that. So that's how it started. But then I think because I'm a competitive guy and I love the sport, so I was like, I always want to see things differently. I cannot just go on the strip and just lose and just go home. So I was like, okay, we gotta. I want to make a change, and a big thing in me is I love the most in coaching is if you can change like someone's path or you can help to change someone's path, like someone that didn't believe in their sport, that didn't believe that they can succeed in it, and all of a sudden they succeed and they did really well in sports, they did really well in school, and they get recruited in a top college, and you were just part of that process and you helped in that process. And somebody coming, the parents coming later or the kid coming in and say, thank you, you really changed my life, you really helped me a lot. This for me means the world. It just changed my mood. It changed everything. I feel like I accomplished something. For me, it's better than me working on an engineering project as a small part with millions other, and that project just gets submitted out there and it's good. I just don't feel I made a huge change. The company is successful either ways. But here you feel like you're doing something direct. Like you feel like you can see your impact direct and you feel like you're part of this. You're
Yeah,
part
and
of that
yeah,
journey.
and you see the kids' emotions, and I mean, we are the mentors. We're kind of the parents to those kids in the club, and I think like we have such a. I always tell the parents when they leave for the kids are leaving the club for college or whatever reasons, and I always say I appreciate that you trusted me because it's a huge
Sure.
weight that we all have as a coaches because you want them to be successful, you want them to be happy, you want them to enjoy what they do, and also on the other hand, you gotta present yourself as a good role model because the kids are copying us.
Yes.
It's a huge pressure. Um, what what do you enjoy the most when you're during the coaching practices? Because the coaching is different from the in the club and at the tournament.
Yes. You mean practice at the club, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's first of all the community, the vibe. I like the energy. I like when kids come in and everybody brings energy, and when we reach a point that we can apply the beautiful sport that we do. it's an art, like to teach them the right action. I get, I I feel the the how beautiful, like when I hear like a beautiful touch. It's like good job. If I'm giving a lesson, oh nice, great job, bravo. I feel it. I love it, and I think I want to like transfer that to the kids. And when the kids start getting this part and they start doing it and like they score like a nice touch and bowing in the club and they scream, and I love that. This is the vibe that I love. At the end of the day, also the community feel like you have a little family in there that we see each other. I tell them we see each other almost every day. We see each other more than you see. I see you guys more than I see my wife.
Absolutely.
That's true. So I was like, again, we're at the end of the day, we're family. We travel together. The more than I think, like if you're a coach, you travel with your kids more than you travel with your family. Like we would travel with your family what once in the summer or something when you have a break, but like you travel with those kids like every other weekend for a tournament. So you're always there. So it's a nice journey, and let's enjoy it and let's try to make it successful. Let's have the pain. I want to be like as effective as possible at the club. And it's tough and it's hard, but I want us to enjoy that hard work together. We need to find the word joy in there. Like we need to merge it in there. So we work hard, but we enjoy it.
I mean, I 100% agree, and it's a beautiful and it's a tough journey. And it's funny how like when we celebrate for like 5 minutes, but when we're upset about certain results,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
days you're
For
dragging
days.
this thing
Exactly.
and you're thinking
Exactly.
about it. And there are many times when we are coaching and we're questioning, and we should we say this? We should have said something else. Should have been telling the kids
100%.
get out of the middle or whatever. And you're always questioning yourself because it's not like you're blaming yourself for a loss, but you're trying to figure out how can I become a better coach. And
I
that's
agree.
advice for the athletes. Also, you got to figure out how can I become a better fencer.
I agree.
Not like
I can't blame them for being upset for the losses because I do get upset.
yes, yeah,
And it's okay. It's okay to get upset because that means you care.
that's what, yeah.
But it's not, but don't overuse it though. Don't get upset
Hmm.
for I get upset for a little bit, but then I wake up. What's next? Done. What's next? What are we gonna do now?
Yeah, because I'm noticing, and I noticed with the kids throughout the years, is when they get upset from tournaments, because as we said, you're going to lose more than you're going to win. And I always tell them, I don't want you to connect competing with negative feelings because it shouldn't be the case. And so figure out what kind of lesson you learn from that bout. You get the feedback, apply it, and move on. Nobody cares a month from now how you fenced the tournament a month before or even a
No one
day
remember,
before.
no one remembers.
No. And nobody cares. And that's what everybody thinks is like, oh, everybody's gonna say I'm this and no, nobody cares about you. Actually, I'm so sorry to break that bubble, but they don't care about you. They care about themselves.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
therefore, it is what it is. Um, so are we gearing for 2028? What do you think? Or we're doing
Yes.
it one tournament at a time, one day at a
We're
time?
yes. I mean, I'm taking it step by step and step by step. I'm taking it step by step. I mean, definitely that's a goal because I definitely want to pursue my dream, right? But I think I don't want to be pressured doing it. I'm not pressured. It's like
Mhm.
I really want to enjoy that journey. If I'm really doing this, I want it to be enjoyable journey. I want to take it. I want to enjoy the sport that I love. I want to give it. I still work out. I still train, and I'll give it my best. I can't get on the strip and just lose and just get out.
Yeah.
It's just not my personality. So whenever I'm gonna show up on the strip, I'm always gonna make sure that I'm ready to give it everything that I can, and that's it. I'll take step by step. It's still a long process. It's still like we got like 3 more years to get
Yeah.
there, right? So it's not like tomorrow, but it is definitely in the back mind. It's definitely in there.
So people watch out. Just kidding.
Hey,
Um, what kind of legacy you wanna leave behind as a fencer, as a coach? What do you wanna be remembered as?
uh, first for back home, I always wanted to be like this. This is how it started. I always wanted to tell them because when I started, there was nobody. They were telling me, "Don't try. Switch saber. You don't need to. There's no hope. There's nothing you can do." So I wanted to break that thing. And this big part of me trying to was still working to get that Olympic medal, aside that it's my mine on my dad's dream, is I wanted to put out that out there for all the saber fencers in the future from Egypt to remember Oh, Ziad did it. We can do it. Ziad got a medal at world championship. We can. Ziad reached the world ranking as number one. We can do it. Because you always want that person to start. And I always enjoy the process of being the first. I want to
Mhm.
be the one who breaks that barrier. This is for me. It's for me. This is more enjoyable right now than just winning a tournament.
This is
Like
what
if
drives you.
yes, if I won another tournament or I won again another bronze medal or something, yeah, it adds to a World Cup medals or something. But I still want to do something that hasn't been done before.
Maybe you
So
can go to NASA and fly to the moon because we haven't
now
had a fencer going to NASA.
it's a different process. And now, same for the kids. I want to remember, like as a coach, I want them to remember me as, oh, we had a beautiful time together. I think this guy really cared about us, even if that journey wasn't easy at the beginning. I think when they grow up, they start realizing, oh, he actually really cared and he really enjoyed the process, and those are great days. And I want them later on to stop by, say to stop by to the club, maybe with their kids. I don't know if I'm gonna still be there, but like to stop by with their kids, say, hey, this is my coach. This is and always remember me. This is I think this is the most important thing. And
This is the point of life, I think, like impacting the people in a good way and making
yeah.
difference in their life. What does it mean for you, the joys of the journey?
I think it's a great name, to be honest. It's a beautiful name because I think I said it in the middle. I don't know if you saw it. We got to add the word joy in there. So this is exactly. I think it's very relatable to the name because without the joy, there's no journey. If you're not gonna enjoy little things in life, you're not gonna enjoy that little cup of coffee that you drink outside in your off time. This is I think this is the meaning of life, to appreciate and to enjoy little things. And when you start enjoying that, things life is gonna get better. I'm telling this myself. I get upset when I start not enjoying little things in my life. I feel like I'm I'm not doing things right. I'm not happy. But when you start appreciating and enjoying every little thing, it's things start getting different.
Yeah. I mean, it's been, thank you so much. Has been such a beautiful conversation. And of course, you're going to be on the podcast again because there's so much more we can talk about
Thank you.
later on about
I
whatever
would love to
happens
for
for the
sure.
next couple years. I really appreciate you, Ziad. We cheer you all the time with
Thank
Chris.
you.
We love the person you are and who you have become. We don't know you like before you came to United States, or we like the version of you here. I don't know, you know. Um, Thank you so much for coming to the
Thank you.
podcast. I'm sure that you're gonna make such a great impact for your fencers' lives and everybody else who get to see you, hear you, tournaments or no tournaments. And we wish you nothing but the best with whatever you do.
No,
And
actually, I really want to thank you. It's a beautiful and it's a beautiful cause you're doing this for. I believe you're really helping a lot. You're really I'm learning from your podcast, from the guests that you're bringing in. I'm listening to it, and I think it does make a difference and it does help. So I think this is a great thing you're doing. I know you're busy, but just adding some time,
thank you.
putting extra time to preparing all of this and doing this just for the kids to listen to it and for people to get ideas out of that, I think this is beautiful. And I'm happy to be a little part of this. And
Thank you
thank you
so much.
again.
Yeah, I always say one thing and I keep it in my head. Everybody has a story that is worth sharing, and you don't have to be Olympic champion to have this beautiful story that's going to be inspiring for people. And my goal is to speak to as many not only successful but as many influential people that can help the kids or even parents, because I have parents who are telling me like,
Oh,
oh my gosh, I love the podcast, it's about this and
yeah.
that. And we have one of our fencers, she mentioned 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Nuran and the other podcast guests. And she said, I feel like it's a therapy when I'm listening. Therapy for you, therapy for the guests, and therapy for
Yes.
me. And I'm like, we
Yes.
achieved something big here.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
I guess that's all I want. I mean, I don't do it for myself, but I want to hear the stories because you're inspiring me for my own life and everybody that has been on the podcast. And I appreciate that. So I guess we're doing something good. We might not have a
It's beautiful.
professional studio, but we're
It's
trying.
okay. We don't need that.
Nobody's gonna know when
The
they're listening.
content is the most important thing. The content.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and
Thank
I'll
you.
see you in a couple weeks.
Yes. See you.
Bye.
Thank you.